Hola and welcome everybody to Monday Night Fire Shrike. When we last left off, everybody was we had two different groups in two different places. We had Merch and Shaba were on the Fire Shrike, and they were on Vest 7 going to the colony of Forget because there is a disease running rampant there, and they're on a mission of mercy to go try to get this thing under control. Meanwhile, uh, Commodore Volvetto and the rest of the crew are over on the Conqueror's Forge, and of the they're investigating the disappearance of that representative they were looking for. And they found out recently, and they found out that there was they found out that the Division of Disloyal Organizations has already been there since the apparent kidnapping or whatever happened, and pretty much went through everything and interviewed everybody, shut things down for several days. But they are, but they have moved on since. The lead investigator's name is Draskid Stormeater, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a couple of contacts on the Conqueror's Forge. Um, and I think that's probably. Oh, and we also know there was a localized psychic event that caused a lot of damage to everybody in the vicinity of the Conqueror's Forge. Um, so, with that said, I think we drop back in on the Commodore and company, and I want to get a quick little moment here. Ashira.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to throw this out there. Since you've been kind of doing your thing for a while, and what have you, since the last combat you guys had on Octurne, Qualu has sent you a number of mails about like combat training exercises. You've just been kind of letting them pile up, but they're there. He's not
Wait,
with the.
can I pause you for just a second?
Yeah.
Because I know you meant emails, but when you said sending you a number of mails, I just meant I was sending me a bunch of dudes, and then you're like, they just keep piling up, and I'm like, what am I doing with these dudes?
Where is your mind at there, Coda? Yeah, Qualu's just sending you strippers. Qualu's just like taking to sending you strippers, like that's gonna fix anything. Sure.
Oh, I'm in. Nerds would love that.
I was.
Your bitch.
I'm sorry. Emails continue. My bad.
So he's although currently he's with the Fire Shrike on Vest 7, so he's not around right now. But he has sent you a number of messages regarding combat training and tactical assessment. Like it's one of those deals where like you're used to sort of this sort of shuffle paperwork request for this, that, or the other, like combat training or exercises or meetings and this, that, and the other. So it falls under like normal operation of the ship. But I don't know if you deal with this, in a manner more like, okay, I'm just going to do this and file this away, or if you're just like, God, fuck, I'll get to it. I don't know how you're dealing with it. But
I mean, I through them.
You do what?
I guess I read through them.
Yeah. They're basically their forms just being like, hey, our lad, the battle on Octurne was I have analysis ready for everybody, combat analysis ready for everybody from the battles on Octurne, and I want to go over you with strategic analysis and battlefield tactics. And you're in the Veskarium right now. This is where, like, it's always been alluded that Qualu is considered a terrorist in the Veskarium. That he's familiar with like these sorts of engagements. It's probably the reason that he was made head of security. But I don't know if you've sent any messages back to him on regarding this, or
I
he just,
assumed I did. I assume I did.
sure. Like, what was the nature of those messages? Were they like, we'll schedule a time, or were they like, God, quit bothering me? We're, you know, was it somewhere in between?
Uh, well, I mean, it's Shira, so it's probably in between.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this is like important and shit, but I really don't have the patience for it. But when would you like to get it over with?
There you go. That sounds about right. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we see like the sort of like message back and forth type thing on the screen.
Yeah,
That's like our opening, Qualu to asking about the combat, your reply, then Qualu's reply, and your reply kind of thing. Um but yeah, and maybe this is kind of what's on your mind right now. Nurks did not come on the ground crew on the station with you guys, I don't think. I think she's working on something. But you actually do still have a mixtape of or a mix CD or mix data chip of music she gave you
hell
that
yeah!
you were going to listen to in the last battle, but you forgot.
Go get that
So,
shit.
so while you're kind of following along, is that what you're doing? You're listening to the music, or are you kind of like just thinking about it for later? Because right now you guys are wandering with
No,
the high
we're
tech spot.
jamming. We're
You
jamming.
got your headphones on, you just jamming out.
Hell yeah.
Um, You have no idea when Nurks how to learn how to play fucking music, how to produce music, but at some point she apparently did.
Oh
Um,
hell
this
yeah.
is this is all like Nurk's original shit. She even made a song called "I Set It on Fire." I'm helping, where she actually sampled fucking Slef's voice in the chorus.
No fucking way.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, there's a
I
number of
want that
songs.
song.
um but it's all like it ranges from like a lot of it is punk like you would expect. Some of it drives into like really like sort of the tradition of like pop punk that's actually decent. There's a bit there's a little bit of metal on there, which you might also expect. There's a couple of acoustic tracks, more folksy things. She's apparently taken to like really fucking learning different styles, and
It's an
uh,
experimental album. There you go.
yeah, kind of. Well, I mean, it's not like she didn't make any mention of like releasing it to the public or anything. It's just shit she's worked on. She was like, and a lot of the songs on there have a lot to do with like the experiences on the Fire Shrike. People and battles and places and things you guys have done.
Yeah.
Um, So there's a lot of stuff that's very personalized to you guys' experience that she's written and sampled stuff here and there from the actual like whatever she's doing,
Yeah.
singing about or what have you. So maybe we get like you're jamming out to that, and Commodore, you're walking. You've been walking with the high despot who's been showing you around. Actually, maybe at this point you guys are sort of in his office because he did like you're probably finished with the tour, and he probably says he's probably got some stuff like he's probably you guys have been probably talking like basic weapon like design stuff. Nothing that would give away their trade secrets or yours, just kind of basic shit that any weapons engineer would know, like more efficient routing that has been created in weapon designs over the years, like the history of weapons design and stuff. But you do get a you do get a message from you do get a message that comes through and hits your comms from outside of
Hello? Oh, it's a message. I just listened.
yeah, it's a official message from the offices of High Despot Tarot Cahan, who is the High Despot of Vesk 3, the home planet of the Skittermanders. Um, and it's basically he wanted to talk to you about like procuring some weapons. Or it's a follow up because you've already gotten the initial one like
Oh yeah,
request
that's
for,
true.
but it's a follow up
Write him
on
down.
like it's a follow up on that. It's kind of like, hey, you know, when can we expect you to come talk to the high
Right.
despot?
I thought it was. I said a month.
A month? Okay. Yeah, you give
Yeah, I'm
yourself.
pretty sure that's what we said last time. But what was his name
Okay.
again?
Uh, High Despot Territ Kahan. He's a Patra.
Yes.
I'll
Uh,
put it in chat here.
yes, that will actually make it way easy.
It's
Mm.
there you go.
Right. No, wait. I thought he sent us a list so we could actually get stuff started too.
No, he didn't send a list. I mean, because you still have the details to iron out. I think you're thinking of your last arms deal because you had a
I
list
think you're
before.
right.
Because
Okay.
they had a specific list of what they were kind of looking for. Because they were
And he
like
said he's a Patra.
yeah, he's the only Patra to make the rank of High Despot in the Viscarium. That is something that I believe Vesa already knew.
Yes, I did.
How does he feel about Qualu?
I don't know. You guys never asked him that question. I mean, and to be fair, you haven't talked to him personally either. It's mostly been mailing back and forth from his offices. Like he sent
Right,
you
right.
an initial
Yeah.
request, but most of the follow up stuff from there has been his offices. So yeah. Um, but uh, the fly in the ointment here is it's kind of a good thing you don't have Qualu and Awali and company with you.
Well, no,
Because
that was why we left them on this board
fire,
was
yeah, because they're part of the
so let's
Polonus
see if I can
Liberation
bring that
Front,
up in
and
conversation
what that
because Qualu is actually known to have been on my ship.
who are you going to ask that of? Are you going to like send a message back to Terret Kahan, High Despot Kahan,
Well,
or are you going to talk to the despot of the Conqueror's Forge?
the Despot of the Conqueror's Forge. I'm actually just going to ask about the price on Qualu's head.
Um,
Let's see. As you know, I sometimes do bounty work. And I was wondering, hey, that makes it 42. And I was wondering exactly what the prices were on this specific set of Patra. And I actually give him a list of all of their names.
Oh, you're gonna give him a
And
list of
no,
all of my. Okay,
and then
sorry.
like 7 others that I
Do
know
it,
of.
Visa.
Dantramal Cominar, yeah, he's like most of these are or were lower level operators. Kolu might be worth a little bit more. He's a bit of a folk hero to some of these Polonus Liberation Front. The DDO might pay well, a little better for him. And the Dr. Awali, the Kravesh presents something of a well, the genetic modifications that have been done to them are illegal biotech work within the Vescarium, and anyone who is a product thereof or involved in creating would command a bigger price tag. Considered,
Hmm.
we consider the Kravesh to be illegal tech as much as they are people. Our scientists have been working on ways to reverse the process.
Interesting. Ah, well, these were the ones that came up when we hit Atmo. So it was just interesting. And I figured I'd check them out since I had your attention anyway. I appreciate it.
Yeah, the bounties on like Squibble and the bounties on like Squibble is
Mm-hmm.
only like they don't even have him on record, honestly, because
Yeah.
that's how minor he is.
What about Bassick and Isaki?
Bazik is a renowned gladiator and not considered a criminal within the confines of the Vescarium. Isaki, there's a lot of they don't have a bounty on her either. But if you
Okay.
bring her up, the high despot Kominar goes, Isaki. Seems I've heard that name before. Hmm. Suspicions of cult activity, disloyal to the Demoratash. However, nothing that has been, let's just say that she hasn't been formally charged with anything, mostly because she's a shadow within the system.
Interesting.
No case against her would stick at this point.
I see. I see. Um, as a courtesy, would it be possible for me to get a copy of those files?
Which files?
The files on Isaki.
He says, well, for that you're going to have to talk to the
I'll have to fill out some paperwork.
well, not only that, but you're going to have to talk to uh, the DDO.
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah.
right. It's not that important. But either way, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your gun. I'm gonna go look for my guy now.
Okay. Yeah. So.
I will do my best. And since the black rat is no longer with us, except in spirit, I think we'll do fine here.
Right. Well, at least somebody's not going to be. At least one less people that's going to throw grenades around, right? Is that the one I'm looking for?
Oh, I did make grenades part of a starting
Yeah,
package for
there
new
is.
crew, so everybody gets them.
You made what?
Can you show
When
me
I
how to
made the
input
last
that?
starting package for new crew, it also included grenades.
Can you show me
Because
how to put that in
entangle
character?
grenades should be our first thought. Let's slow them down so when we throw the other grenades, they can't jump out of the way.
So the easy way to do that, I'm gonna call up a character sheet here so I can direct you through it. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to attacks,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to press add, and then click the attack details button. And you'll put the name of whatever kind of grenade you're putting in there, and then whatever damage it does, you'll put it in the damage deal. If it doesn't do any damage, just like a 1d0 or something. But if you're like, for something like a sticky grenade, you'd put it in attack notes. You'd put entangle, so it's not doing any damage, but it's doing entangle, and whatever the save DC for that entangle would be, which would be 10 plus the items level. So
Okay.
if you have a third level grenade that does entangle, it's going to be a DC of 13 for those trying to do whatever. And of course, you'll put like I think in capacity, I think it would be you put how many grenades you've got so that you can just like track them there.
Okay.
You're going to
Okay.
have to do a different bot. You're going to have to do this for each different type of grenade you have. But if you have like all of the same type of grenade, you can just be like, that capacity is effectively my ammo.
Okay.
And then you'll change the attack type to thrown,
Okay.
and then the range, which I don't know what the range is on grenades. I can't remember.
I think
That'll
15 feet.
it's 15 feet
Hmm.
unless you have throwing arms in your armor, in which case it's 25 feet.
Okay.
So probably just 15 because I don't think you have throwing arms.
No. No.
No.
So
Okay. I will work on that.
yeah, and you're probably going to want to, and Captain, you're probably going to want to put that in the chat, like specifically what type of grenade that is, so she can look it up.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
hang on. I'll go back up and find where I put it last week.
So
Copied it and saved it somewhere, and I don't know where I saved it to.
It's cool. Let's keep going. I'll find it.
but you have but yeah, Vesa, you were with who were you with last time? Were you with God, you were with one of the ones that went off.
I was Xander
You were
came
with
with us and
Twinkle.
we went somewhere. Was it Twinkle? Yes, it was
Yeah.
Twinkle. That's
Yeah,
right.
you were
Because we went and talked to our buddy.
Yeah, you
Your
went to talk
buddy.
you
And
went to
I'm
talk
curious.
your buddy.
Hey, you take his beer. He is now your friend,
Yeah,
whether you like it or not.
I forgot
Javis
I took his beer.
Bootstriker. Javis Bootstriker. That's the guy that you went and visited.
Yeah.
And so you are what are Twinkle, you and Vesa are going, so you guys were at
Cyril too.
Javis's Cyril? Yeah, that's right. Cyril
Yeah, I was
what?
there. Because I told
Right, Cyril.
everyone how I'm a little bit racist.
Yep. You're a little bit racist.
It's okay. Sensitivity training will clear that right up.
Oh, man.
You guys need a counselor or an HR person.
I mean, everything's HR if you threaten
Could you
enough.
imagine what would have happened to the counselor if Slef were still here?
Oh,
And
I just sometimes when I close my eyes, all I see is fire.
I thought you were going to say sometimes when I close my eyes, I can't see.
I love that.
And that's when the counselor realizes you're not taking this seriously.
hilarious.
Have you ever had a dream where you and you and you where and you?
I think that's all the time we have for today. Please come back
Sorry, we're done.
3
See you
weeks
later.
from tomorrow.
All right,
So-
Amy, there's that one.
Got it.
Alrighty.
Then I'll get the other one in a minute.
Okay.
Alrighty. So what are you guys gonna do now? Because Javis went off to go work out. He went to go to the train and
That's
fight
right.
other bats and what have you.
And I was gonna say, he's like, we'll meet you back here after you're done with your workout in like 6 hours.
Right, yeah, because you were gonna come back and have dinner with him or beers or something. So yeah.
Okay, so we've decided that we've met my friends. Now, somebody else think of something.
All right.
Vesa, I'm sure you've got friends.
Where are
Here.
we again?
You're on the Conqueror's Forge in the Vescarian.
I don't have
It's a
any
big
friends
ass-
here.
You do.
I don't. Do I have friends here? GM, do I have friends here?
Well, you have you have Ashira and
Hello.
arguably Nerds.
Ow.
Sure. No,
Ow.
no, no.
Captain's
I'm
eye is
wondering.
sad.
No, don't
Xander.
be sad. No, stop. Wait. He's like. I thought he was
Yeah,
talking about
Xander
people
got on the
who are
wrong
not
ship
here.
so he could hang out.
I was
with
gonna
you.
say, yeah, people who actually give us some information, guys.
No,
Come on.
I get it.
Okay.
Isn't that
Yeah,
just
how's
a
that?
culture check?
Yeah, I could do that. Is that I could do that?
Yeah,
Look
do
around.
that. See what happens.
It's likely that anybody you're going to meet is probably going to be working in an official administrative capacity.
Right.
So
29 if I know people.
I'm trying to remember what we even learned from Mr. Bootstriker.
I can't
he learns
remember.
that you guys learned that the DDO came through and pretty much sanitized the place.
Oh, that's right.
And yeah, whatever happened there, whatever it was that happened there, the DDO was super interested in. So there's a couple of different organizations that could potentially it have been. The Polonus Liberation Front is generally the larger and more known.
That's right. Vasa's friends.
Mm-hmm. Very interested. So, shit. Well, who can we go poke around with in like a, I don't know, in a diplomatic capacity that would know more about what's going on and possibly.
I don't know. Do I look like a diplomat to you? Don't answer that.
Yes.
You, sure, you're the most adorable diplomat.
Apparently,
ever.
you guys don't listen to anything I say. I said don't answer that.
What was that? I'm sorry, we weren't actually listening to anything you were saying.
Wow.
You know, I blame myself for that one. Well played.
You know, while they're arguing, is there like someone nearby who looks like an official of some sort for the station?
Oh, no.
You haven't actually left Chavis Bootstriker's room, so the only one
I thought
room
we had
you
left.
guys.
Oh, real quick before we leave. All right, I don't want to do this to my buddy Javis, but we're out of leads. Let's look around for a second.
Okay.
It only takes me, I think, half the time to do a search check.
So
He'll
give
be
me-
gone for 6 hours. We could take 20.
Let me see. Half the time it takes to gather information, search an area, or perform research to take 20. When recalling knowledge or identifying a creature, a magical item, or technology. In addition, once per day, if you fail perception or sense motive check, you can re-roll the check and use the higher result. So yeah, I could have the time it takes 20 to find something we're looking for here.
Let's see.
And with my perception, that would be a 27. I don't have the best perception.
I can help with that.
Well,
So,
we're
I
taking
think
20,
we have a
so...
potion that'll help with that.
And I'm sorry, refresh my memory. Why did we go visit Twinkle's buddy?
Because he worked security for the docking bay. Or, he was, yeah, I believe on duty for that dock. More or less, we were going to see if he had any information on where the consulate ship might have gone.
Okay.
Well, it's not
Trevor's
so
friend's cousin. You're about to ruin his docking bay job just so that you can get some extra info.
Well, it's not quite so direct as that, because he worked security, but he didn't work like he knows a guy that was working control that day. That was working docking control. Most of the information he knows was secondhand from this guy.
Yeah.
You know who would be really helpful today that we don't have? Ezzy. Because Ezzy could just read minds for this. You know how
He can
who else
only read
we
minds
don't
if
have?
he's touching people and they're willing.
I know.
I can read minds, but that's kind of the same.
I know.
So
You know
I mean,
who else
Vesa,
can read
you're a-
minds? The Gray that's not here either.
The gray that
But-
won't talk to us?
Well, he talks to me.
And me.
Lucky.
And,
Well,
yeah, and
lucky,
Sarah.
lucky.
And Prosoff.
and Prosov, huh?
Why am I bringing up in this? I'm not here. I don't care. Kill Grey Man. I don't care.
So you are so you're wanting to get information yeah, okay, that's right, because he would have to go to the DDO for that. You do have the name for one of investigator. A Draskid Storm Eater, because he was the investigator that came to investigate what happened here.
Okay, but if we show up to that dude's house and he's got a tinfoil hat on, I'm done.
He's got a tinfoil hat on. But so Twinkle, so you guys are Vesa. You made a pretty good culture roll to see if you know somebody.
Mhm.
You know a Muga Mesh bulwark breaker. He kind of works as a bureaucrat.
What the fuck is a
Can-
Moogle mesh?
Can you spell that in chat, please?
Kupo.
He's like, it's actually spelled Magalmish. Thank you.
Is he actually a Moogle?
No,
Oh.
Moogamesh. Moogamesh. And what's his last name? McConnell?
Nope. Bullwhip Breaker. McConnell, really?
Does he look like a turtle?
Hey,
No,
that was a
Does
dude
he
on
look like a
Fighters,
bitch?
Does he
Does not
look like a
turtle.
bitch?
He looks like a Vesk.
Okay, okay.
Actually, she
So,
looks like a Vesk.
I'm taking this to mean that
Oh,
we
it's a
didn't find
woman.
anything in Bootstracker's apartment. Nothing of interest.
Or value.
Really, the only thing you find in Bootstracker's apartment is maybe you find, like, looking at his, like, I don't know, maybe looking around, like, you find, like, his interface, like his terminal for, like, messages and stuff. I mean, that's, you try to sift through his messages on the computer.
Do I have computers? I do. I could try
Wait.
to put a key tracker on his terminal, see if he talks about us after we leave.
Ah, yes, you could, because you're the best suited person for that here.
I forgot. Don't bite my head off.
No. This is more of a I do two jobs. I do two jobs. I fix things and I hack into things.
Very
Don't take
fair.
those from me because then I'm
You are
nothing.
not the only hacker.
Yeah, you are not the
Nope.
only hacker.
Okay.
But
Show them how it's done.
Guys,
But hey-
I said I do two things. I didn't say anything about. I didn't say I was the only one here. I said
no.
I do two things, and without those, I am nothing.
Twinkle?
Yeah, it's like
You're selling yourself short.
I'm
You
not
actually
needed
do-
anymore.
Is that a isekai joke?
No,
if you hold on.
It's not. No, you're selling yourself short here. You actually have been doing a lot more like groundwork, legwork, investigating than anybody. Like you actually are going out looking for information. Like people come with you, but you have been on the point of that. You're so by definition. Plus, you're an intelligence officer anyway. So you're just one that your boss really hasn't given you a directive, so you're just going and investigating because, well, I guess Zaya's giving you some directive, but you're like, you're selling yourself short if you're like, I fix things and I hack into computers. No, you're an investigator. Is
No,
what
no.
you
So,
are my
so
number
me
one.
the player. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Twinkle the
Yeah.
character. No, he doesn't see himself that way at all.
Oh,
Twinkle is
okay.
like Van Gogh. Without painting, he's just an earless weirdo.
Oh God.
Anyway,
I love
fantastic.
Van Gogh.
Twinkle, it comes to my attention that if your friend is involved in anything like this, he may make communications regarding our questioning after we are gone. It may be prudent to leave behind a key tracker on his info terminal.
Is Javis the kind of guy that would find something like that?
No, he's a soldier. I mean,
Okay.
he was. Unless he's gained some skills since the last time you've seen him, you never knew him to be a computers guy. He might occasionally fix, jury rig something in the field to work a little bit better, but no, computers have never really been his thing.
That's not bad, especially if he has to beat that as a DC.
Can you boost that, my friend?
I could potentially help.
The more the boostier.
Damn.
So, all right, yeah. So you guys you guys managed to do that. Do you do anything else while
Probably not.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
take
think
another
physically.
beer.
I don't.
It goes and gets another beer from the fridge. You
Yeah,
guys,
because
you guys are sitting there putting key trackers on your old buddy's like comms terminal. Face is just
Yeah.
over there getting beer from the fridge, just drinking.
right, like it's not really my area. I don't know what I'm doing, and I can't be helpful, so I'm just gonna stay out of the way and drink. Because
Yeah, I mean, like, Cyril's physically
That always works out.
holding something open while Twinkle's doing the wires, and you're just over there drinking.
drinking. Yeah.
Well, you've definitely
That's awesome.
acclimated to the crew.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, I love the fact. I love the like down low, I kind of love the sense of entitlement. Well, he said I could have a beer. That means I can just drink how many beers I want. And
Yeah.
it makes sense for your character being from a rich family to be like, yeah, when people tell me I can have things, that just means I can have whatever.
Right. He said it was fine.
Yeah. uh,
If there are no further things that we
nice.
are required to do here, perhaps we should check on Vasa's lead.
Yeah, we can go talk to. It's a Mugamesh
Mhm.
bulwark breaker, and she's a female diplomat.
Well,
Yes?
she's a bureaucrat anyway.
Bureaucrat.
That just means
Yeah.
that she has a chance to come out of this a good person.
Oh,
Well-
I can't spell bureaucrat.
Who's
You can administrator works as well.
Okay,
It's
I
it
can, just not today.
her job her job is a lot of paperwork stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still in the same spot where it was basically a Douglas Adams book, right? Where I had to go get all that paperwork and it was just bureaucratic bullshit back and forth.
See, I'd say Kafka-esque, but Douglas Adams works too.
No, you actually were in that was Vesk Prime where you were running paperwork before. This is the
Okay.
Conqueror's Forge. So this is their space station where they make lots of weapons and ships and shit.
Okay.
so this one you can make completely new roles and not have to deal with some asshole girl.
Yeah, it's exciting. Okay, so I'd like to travel. I'm assuming she's at some embassy, maybe?
There isn't really an embassy on the Conqueror's Forge. Probably be like in some sort of administrative office that deals with coordination of like research funding or something.
Okay. And just to be sure, we're looking for our lost diplomat, and we're also looking for information on the. That says plutonium. That's not plutonium.
The Sith.
Liberation
or-
Front.
The Polonis Liberation Front.
Yes, my autocorrect changed it, and I was like, "What's that fucking word, you guys?" I missed it. Yeah. So we're just looking for our diplomat at this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's head that direction. See what's going on over there. Is there places to shop as well?
No. Well, yes, but there's really not. It's not like a great big selection, and it's not like there's a bunch of luxury items or whatever. It's
It's slans, guns, and ammo.
Mm-hmm.
no. Slan is one of your people.
Oh, sorry. It's slacks, guns, and ammo.
Gotcha.
And then there's K. Ross ammo and guns right next door.
Well,
Okay.
imagine you're living in sort of a military culture, and you're only slightly afforded slightly more, like only slightly more like elevated status when it comes to goods than others. Like,
Now, if you
Like-
want some fatigues, they probably got those here.
yeah, I mean they can make. They probably have somebody here who can who makes their uniforms, like their dress uniforms and shit.
Right. Oh, and what? This is the place if you want silver bullets. They got silver bullets, and if
I
not,
don't know
somebody
if
will make them for you.
I don't know if I have anything that I can shoot silver bullets with. So I'm probably gonna have to buy something so I can shoot silver bullets.
But
Yeah,
there
we
are
can make guns here
but-
too.
because people do live here, there are places that you would expect in a population center. Places like there's places to go out and eat. There's places to go, watch a hollow movie. But there just tends to be fewer luxuries in the build and the
Why do I
base.
see
This tend to be very Spartan looking.
Vesk hollow movies? I see being like those World War II pre-movie propaganda reels.
Oh, they pretty much are. I
And
mean,
there go our boys taking the fight to the filthy packed welders on Phil Bobius 3.
Somehow.
I'm using
Phil
that now.
Bobius 3, Land of
Phil
Uncle
Bobius
Phil.
3.
But it's there's the current propaganda is aimed more at the Shadari Confederacy at the moment.
Those
then-
filthy Confederates think they can take on our boys. Little do they know, we're cold-blooded. We never sleep. We never wait. All we do is wait. Some
All we
patriotic
know is
music in the
war,
background,
war,
like.
war.
Yeah. No, they do have a very thick culture of war movies. Lots of movies about war and conquest.
For a second there, I thought you made the theme to that movie Ghostbusters, and I'm like,
No.
what?
No.
I'm a real
Da-da-da-da-da.
Hans Ziller at this range.
Da-da-da-da-da.
No, it
So-
was da 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 da
You
da.
I guess what is what you're describing kind of like a military complex where they have like the commissary and stuff like that, where there's more
Right. Where there's
around. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, not my style. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll glance at it and be like, nah.
Meanwhile, you've
There's
got
no
Twinkle
popping
like,
night bulbs here.
oh, they've got a times 128 scope.
When would that
They
ever be
do have a times
practical?
128 scope.
What?
When would that ever be practical? I don't know. Always.
No.
no.
No, see, it's adjustable. So it's times 128, but also times 264. So if you need to knock the fly off the ass of an elephant that's a kilometer away, you can.
Most of our battles occur within 60 feet of one another.
Most
Yeah.
of your battles happen within 60 feet of one another.
Listen, I support whatever endeavor you want to choose when you're spending money because I love retail therapy. Okay? You do you, boo boo.
I do not believe that is a licensed style of therapy.
It can be in certain settings. Makes me feel
I
better,
wish-
God damn it.
I want you to know that some people do find happiness in spending money.
I am
I'm one of
actually
them.
one of those person in
That
real
really
life.
does describe pirates in general. We
Yeah.
do pirate stuff so
I
we
thought
can
that
have
would
money.
be we find
can-
happiness in stealing money.
Well, then you
Well,
spend it.
it's still
because
But then you gotta
it's
spend
not
it.
happy.
Have you
No,
known?
you gotta put it in chest and then you gotta bury it.
That's what we're doing wrong. No wonder we're not rich pirates.
No,
Damn it.
here-
You
here's
gotta
the thing.
invest in the stocks.
Here's the thing, man. Like, have you ever seen a pirate that wasn't a little flamboyant? I mean, pirates are all about the image, man.
Arr, I be needing to get me perm done.
Captain Perfect Hair.
I be looking a little
Captain
gray
Hair,
around the
Captain Perfect
beard.
Hair.
Okay,
Oh
Barbarossa.
God. Yeah. But yeah, you're. So you guys are gonna you're gonna what? You're gonna do a little shopping before you go see this administrator.
Okay,
I mean, if-
this is. It's actually kind of like the real world. If you find something you want, take a picture of it, and then we can make it, and it'll be slightly better than whatever you were going to buy.
Right. Like, I'm not seeing anything I like. Kind of like walking by windows and like, it's fine. If Twinkle would like to shop, that's
A
cool.
little too olive drab.
Twinkle's
About-
kind of BROKE at the MOMENT.
It's actually
Gotcha.
she's
Okay.
a DEPT.
So we'll just go
Bashir-
straight to the building.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna go. Let's cut away from you for real quick here. I kind of want to jump over to Vest 7 here in with
I
our
want you to
people in
too.
Vest 7.
But you
So
attacked.
Shaba, you and your crew have managed to make it to the colony of Forget. And Forget is kind of like any sort of frontier town that was built in the middle of a frozen wasteland that you might expect.
Just
so
one of
there's
those.
it's a bit of it's a bit of a ramshackle. The people kind of like you land in town, or are you going to try to land outside of town? How are you going to do this? First of all, that's probably a gross question.
Just outside of town.
Just outside of? All right. So you're going you kind of landed outside of town, and you're kind of making your way in on foot, or do you have any vehicles with you?
I think all the vehicles.
Yeah, we hit the cop. Oh no,
Yeah,
sorry.
didn't I have the
dumb.
motorcycle?
I think your motorcycle pretty much stays on whatever ship you're on.
Or was I? Now I can't remember where.
Same with.
There was Shaba now too.
Okay.
So.
Hoofing it.
Do what?
We're hoofing it.
You know, if it shows the vehicles on the ship. All right. Cool. So. You walk into town and you can tell that there is something going on, that there's a sickness kind of going on here. Like the people that kind of you walk by, most of them don't like, they look up at you because you're an outsider and kind of they look up at your group and kind of look at you a little strange. They all seem to be a bit cautious. But you do see that there are a number of like, there's businesses and stuff here. They've made themselves a little ramshackle town here. So there's a bar. There's a place that it looks like whatever sort of governance they have here operates through. There appears to be shelters and stuff. But it's kind of, since you've never been here, you don't really know your way around.
Excuse me.
Is whatever resembles the governance of this place. Whoever the mayor or whatever it is.
Okay. Alrighty, let's see. You're gonna go kind of like, how are you gonna go about trying to find the...
Merch is going to ride his mule drone, and he's just going to approach the nearest local, and I'm on the wrong character sheet here. He's going to roll a diplomacy just to like build up some rapport with this guy, or gal, or in between, or completely separate. And whenever it seems appropriate, he's gonna be like, "So how does the government around here run anyway? Who's in charge here?"
Alright. So, first off, you... damn it. I'm gonna find that spot right here. So I know what it is. Just... I just want to make sure they don't have any specific listed here that I can get. So it's basically run by an entirely cooperative decision. He's like, the person you're talking to, that you like. First of all, he looks at you, and it's it's a human, and he kind of looks over at you, and he's like, "Who are you?"
My name is Matthias Merch Dishborg. I'm happening to be new in town, and I have the cures for what ails you. And he like gives him like a smile, like a kind of creepy drug dealer smile.
He's like, "Yeah, we've." He kind of just looks at it. He looks at you, goes, "Yeah, okay, well, yeah, just the place is pretty much run by a cooperative decision. We all vote. Yeah." He says, other than that, whatever your past is, yeah, ain't nobody gonna pry around here."
Certainly. And I hear that there is some sort of plague or medical phage running through here.
He kind of looks at you. He's like, "Yeah, He kind of looks around. And he's like, "Yeah, there is a disease coming through here. You may not want to stick around." And he goes, "But then again, do your kind get sick?" And he looks at you.
He says, "Only if you use pesticides or herbicides in the wrong places." And he kind of like chuckles and says, "Oh, go ahead."
Yeah, he kind of, and he's looking at you like he kind of understands the fact that you kind of were alluding to like selling drugs.
Yeah.
But he doesn't push the issue. And
Sure.
you can tell that's exactly why he said, well, whatever your past is, we don't care.
And I am going to do one thing. Would it be fair to say a professional drug or a profession drug dealer check could kind of
deal.
Well, yeah, a profession drug dealer
Can't
check
use
could
things
kind
now.
of get me the temperature of the laws of this area. Like if I kind of, through like the standard subtle not so subtle like so what about this and this kind of questions, see what people socially feel about this stuff.
You're probably not going to get that out all at once.
Yeah.
You're likely going to be like, that's probably going to take some time and more than one conversation.
Okay. Then could I roll profession drug dealer as just kind of like a rolling check for like small interactions as we like walk along?
Yeah, I'll allow it, but the DC is going to be pretty high because there are other skills and themes that do this better.
Okay.
That do this thing better.
I do get the reroll because of Grifter. Hey, 35 ain't bad.
Yeah, so far it looks like things are pretty around here in terms of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And from what you guys dug up culture wise last time, basically you know that this is a bunch of people that don't want to be part of the greater Vescarium society.
Mm-hmm.
These are people that are running from a past of some sort. They're either just had enough of the system, or they're running from something, or but Shabazz, you're kind of like, but yeah, he's like, he kind of looks at you like, well, you're gonna you're gonna sell drugs, and I don't really have any more time for you. And he's like, okay, well, I'm not super interested in what you're selling right now. And he kind of
cut him
coughs a
off.
little bit.
Sure.
He kind of coughs a little bit, and yeah.
I cut him off and I'm like, don't worry. I'm not just here to sell pleasure. I happen to have a crew of friends, and I like motion towards the other guys. And we're also here to be the good doctors to this area. We have many highly trained scientists and physicians, myself included. We just need to get acclimated with the local environment. I'm talking purely hobby and theoretical shop, and like kind of shoot him one of those looks of like, I can't believe you'd insinuate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just kind of shakes his head, and he's like, look, you're. He kind of coughs a little bit, and he says, look, he says, it's something to take up at a town hall. Not, I don't have any authority for anything. And he's like, I'm sorry, I got to meet a friend. He kind of starts walking towards a building that appears to be some sort of bar.
I would just be like,
actually,
before you hold on.
Not just any bar. Actually,
it's a boards.
It's a boards.
I holler after him, and I'm like, 50 credits. I will give you 50 credits for just one more minute of your time. Please come back here.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you.
Drinking money, my friend. I just want 1 minute of your time. Does he come back? Jester?
Jester, you died.
He
There
says, he says, look, man, I gotta go. And he starts heading over to the boards.
I roll my eyes.
And he looks at you like he doesn't really trust you. And
yeah. I was just wanting to get a sample to see if we could get some baselines from an average person.
Right.
But yeah, whatever. I walk back to the group and I go, it appears that this place is run by a co-op, several people. I was unable to get the location, but it seems that people here might be a little bit dodgy and antsy about the whole situation.
Really? With all the outcasts here. Dodgy and shady.
Don't worry, believe it or not, dodgy and shady are the people that I work with best. You learn a lot of types when you work in the pleasure domes.
And I think there's like probably Glycil like snorts at this. Maybe not snort, but like kind of makes one of those yeah, of course, kind of like noises and sort of but he didn't say anything specific.
I give Glycil just a really quick like whatever you say kind of stare. You know what I mean? Like one of those like it's not like a fuck you stare, it's a like try it and see what happens stare.
Right. And
it's a fuck around and find out stare.
Exactly. That like dead stare.
Let's
Step
see.
1, fuck around.
Step 2, see what happens.
Here. Yeah, I think a Wally probably picks up on this and sort of interjects herself. She's like, in the middle of the conversation, she does that thing where it's like the social save. Like, this is going to get really awkward fast, and I just am going to derail that awkward immediately. And she's like, looks over at Shaba and says, "How do you believe that we should proceed? We have limited information and we don't exactly know the lay of the land. You are in charge of this mission, yes?"
Yeah, the captain put me in charge. There must be a meeting hall somewhere if it's a collective. Let's try to find that. There might be some people hanging around there.
So how are you going to go about this?
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna split the group up.
Okay.
So we can search more ground. I'm going to send Dishboard off with his nurse, and they can go check more into the south end. Who else do I have with me?
You have Dr. Awali, Squibble, and Toffa, but Squibble and Toffa are not like medical trained. I think you have Rec with you for security purposes, right? And Glycil. And the Gray.
Okay.
The Gray's coming with me.
So, Shaba, Whistlefizz, Scramjet,
Quevelin.
Glycil because Xander didn't show, Wreck, Merch, Awali, Isaki, and Squibble, and Toffa.
And Nurse.
And Nurse and Quevelin.
So, yeah.
Basically, I'll split everybody off in groups of 2.
Okay.
And send them in different directions.
All right.
And like I said, the Gray will come with
me. All right. There is a moment like you'd almost completely forgotten about Quevelin because he's just pretty much always there and he's just silent. And I think he looks around for a minute and he goes and looks around for a minute, waits for everybody else to walk off. But then you hear in your head, I believe some unknown threat is stirring. I can feel it. But they offer no further explanation.
I just look at him and was like, "Oh, you finally talked." Okay. Well, let's go find this meeting house, but let's keep that in the back of our heads. The others don't need to worry about that yet.
All right. Cool, cool. So, Merch, you and Nurse Church is all taking the sort of south. You kind of looking around. It's pretty apparent here that while everybody seems to cooperate, like people don't seem to really trust the outsiders. Trust outsiders. As far as laws go, there seems to be just sort of a common understanding of don't fuck around kind of shit.
Mm.
It's don't start trouble because we're all out here for our own reasons, and most of us don't really want to fucking be a part of a bunch of drama. That's why we're all out here.
Mm.
There's kind of that ethic of, look, man, just stay, don't cause a fucking problem. It's just better. But they sort of seem a bit mistrustful. You do see when this community has got hit hard enough that you do see that there are a number of people that you see a lot of houses that are like shuttered up.
Mm-hmm.
That are like look like they're quarantining themselves and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And there looks to be like looking around, it looks like there is a clinic here
Yeah.
of sorts. There are a lot of people around it too. There are actually people waiting outside, and this is the place you see anybody wanting to wait around outside in this blistering ass cold.
Well, I am going to go and just sit in the clinic line. And does anybody look incredibly destitute?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a thing here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard scrabble living out here.
Okay.
So,
I don't think I'm gonna like have the nurse kind of like talk to people, see if she can get any samples. I'm gonna give her I suppose I'll give her 100 credits overall to like barter around with, which puts me at 10 credits. And see if she can get samples and maybe even find a suitable candidate.
okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna have her do that while I like wait in line at the clinic until I can go in and like talk to someone who works there.
All right.
I'm not gonna make any friends by barging past the line going, "Excuse me, I'm more important than you,"
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I would say the same about putting a salt shaker in somebody's,
rumors
bedroom,
and hearsay, my friend. Rumors and hearsay.
But you're not going to make any friends that way.
Fair.
Merch
Some
does
people
seem
don't
like the
deserve my friendship.
He did tell Nurse Jerkdazal to send a message to Glycel, but none of you know that.
I'm just speaking as a character, as a player. I'm like,
Right,
oh yes,
yeah.
now we need friends.
Oh yeah, well I don't work with these people. As far as I'm concerned, they're literally just NPCs in Merch's mind. Like he just looks at them like, you don't have very large inner lives like I do.
Wow.
Merch is a bad
yeah.
person.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Vesa knows that Merch is a bad person.
So Xander, did you caught up? You went out with the Captain's Eyes group, right?
I don't know.
I thought that's what you were doing.
Yeah. I'm with them
because Vesa is with the Eyes group.
I think Ashira and Xander. Actually, Ashira, were you with Vesa or were you with?
As far as I know, I was with Vesa.
Okay, yeah. So you're with her.
So I'm cracking beers at this guy's house and giving them to her too. Like, just he said we could.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right.
And
Right. While Ashira is just listening to music, just jamming out. Right on.
Got you.
So I think. First of all, I want to do something with Xander. Xander, give me a Give me a will save.
Haha.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
nice.
You get a raging headache, but and you and it drops you. It's enough to like drop you to your knees, but not enough to cause like actual damage. It's just a lot of pain. You are flooded with a whole bunch of nonsensical images and sounds that you just can't seem to make a lot of sense out of.
Did I ever figure out what that was with my research?
Well, you figured out it's kind of part of the reason you came here, right? That it's part of like
Oh yeah, it was like the universe having a big fart.
Is the universe tearing itself apart, essentially? Well, not even the universe, a multiverse, essentially. It's like a dimensional tear.
Too many epic commercials for Purple Codex merchandise. The universe can't handle it.
They just can't, man. Just can't.
You missed a good one last week.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
not so good one on Saturday.
Let's see. But yeah, you kind of like a lot of it has to do with you see a lot of your newfound friends like in images and flashes that don't make any sense. Some of them seem to be in pain. Some of them seem to be unconscious or even dead. There is what look like there you see what look like giant forges, like AI forges. You see what looks like a huge rip in the universe. You see a flash of money. You see a flash of like you see a flash of a small box with a button on it. And you see shadowy figures. Like you see a lot of shadowy figures, and you see versions of. You don't just see the versions of that you have with you now. You see various different versions of each of your friends. That there's just something different about each of them. Like their circumstances were different. Maybe maybe they have different scarring, or their eyes are a different color, or they appear to have a different set of skills or something. But there's just like this flood of information, and you see like the surface of a rocky planet with the ruins of some city, and you see a flash of green light, like shoot up from these ruins and spread out, and then you're back to seeing and then you're back to like sort of like reality, and your vision kind of clears, and you're staring at the ground holding your head. Your head still hurts though. Still have a headache.
Sweet, I love chitinate.
So, and this is not unnoticed by you, Commodore, and the rest of your group.
I know.
It's noticeable. Xander just suddenly like grabs his head and falls to his knees, and he just sort of seems out of it for a minute.
Do you know what would be perfect in this kind of a moment? Ezzy.
Wow. Now we're just going to give him crap for that, huh?
I like Harold, honestly. It's just fun because he's our go-to guy, and now he's got here.
So is this Ezzy's not here, blame Ezzy time? Is that what this is?
Well, when Ezzy was here, I'd blame Prosoft.
Yeah, he deserved the blame, usually.
Yeah.
He was a bad man.
It sounded like he just wanted to go home.
What happened? Report.
We're all gonna die. We need to find that device.
Which device?
Ouch.
We're all gonna
That
die.
sifter thing that's gonna be in the city to show up the green light on the mountain rocky planet. I don't know. We need to find that thing because we're all gonna die from it if we don't find
Yeah,
it.
Isaki is staring at you hard. Like, describe what you saw.
Okay, so there's like different things that multiple universes collapsing together of different images in one place. Like there's like 40 different versions of you and from different universes, and that's kind of cool, but it's kind of weird. And you know, there's a little box there with a button, and then it's in this ruined city on this rocky planet with a giant green light. It's like shoots out of the city, and I think it blew up. It's like pulling the whole universes together. I think it blew up all the universes. Holy crooble.
And she's like, did you see anything else?
Oh, there were shadowy figures up in there. Like I got, they were shadowy, big, like different versions and shadowy. Big, I don't know. It was confusing. It hurt my head.
The Dominion. She looks at you, Captain Zai, and Commodore, and she's like, I believe that he has just had a vision of an alternate future where the Dominion gets a hold of the device. This might be our future, or it might be another.
Xander, when everything was happening, was I alive or dead?
There was multiple of you. There was like.
Fine. Were we alive or dead?
There were a lot fewer of Captain Zai than there was of anybody.
That's
There was less of you. Then like there was like 20 or 30 of that dude, but there was only like 5 or 10 of you.
Okay, so long as there's still 5 or 10. Yeah, we'll get to it. It's the key.
Did we just confirm that all the other Zais that are dead are the same people that well, are they're actually from alternate dimensions?
Did you see any Nahirs?
You don't even know who Nahir is.
I have no idea who that is.
Really? Alright, when the other ship gets back, report to the hack for training.
In other words, get the crap kicked out of you by Shaba.
Because Nahir was before Xander's time. Xander.
Right. Remind me to get you drunk and tell you some stories.
You might have heard of Nahir, but as far as
he's
knowing
got a plaque,
you know,
and a car. But anyway, we'll do that later. Okay, well, then I guess we should really find this diplomat so we can find this sifter, huh?
You did, however, one of the stranger things you saw, though, was you did see a Zai that was licking.
There was what?
Licking something.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Like a lollipop?
It's from Zai's prison days.
No. It's literally licking like a robot shell. Like the shell of some small robot.
Yeah, I was kind of offended
now
by
you're
that.
making it worse. Stop it.
What kind of kink is Zai into?
Well, whatever it is, don't kink shame him. Come on.
No. I'm interested.
In the actual multiverse that is the other Starfinder game that the Jester was in, he literally walked into a a Zai and an Ares, which are both characters that are in this universe.
No Ares, just Zai.
I thought it was an Ares.
Nope, just Zai.
Okay, either way. So there's another Zai who is also Kasathan who ends up in charge of a ship, except he's an envoy, and he likes to lick things, and he got addicted to drugs that way.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
But yeah, there's literally another Zai in the known universe that is not me.
Crazy.
Yeah. I thought it was crazy. Anyway, moving on.
Sorry, I'm just dying here tonight. Apparently.
Well, stop doing that.
If he dies, I will move into
So-
the GM chair and finish this session.
That's a scary thought.
I know.
There
Rocks
you
fall,
go.
you all
You
die.
all get bitches. The end.
I say,
Well, we
rocks
have to
fall, you
wait
all
for-
die.
We have to wait for Win 5 to get to Winfield before anything happens.
Winfield to get one free.
Yeah.
We would co-DM the end of this after his funeral.
During his funeral.
No, Captain Zai would just go away
Fitting.
and I'd become the new GM.
Fair.
I'd have access to all his notes. I could do this.
Chesta, how do you feel about this conversation right now?
Well, it's good to know. It's good to know that if I die, Fire Shrike will live on.
See,
It's
I'm
all
going
for
to
the
have
cause.
respect.
It's all for the cause.
My instant
Don't
thought
get me
is
wrong.
that it would be.
I would be super
as
sad.
GM to Christopher.
I would
So-
expect James to finish Project Severovo if I died.
That
I
is
wouldn't
true.
know how, but I would.
Yeah, no, you
except-
wouldn't. You wouldn't have any clue
I'd
how
just
it's
be like,
supposed to
Actually-
go.
Some
Actually,
spooky
Gary
shit
would
goes
probably
on.
take over.
Yeah, and
Gary
if
knows more than
the
we do.
horrible is should happen and that should happen, I would take James's place in Project Severovo.
Oh, thank you.
Oh
So-
no.
So, Vesa and Ashira and Serold and Twinkle, you make it to like the offices. It's the was he the director? He is the director in charge of like, or he's the assistant director in charge of like funding. Like they allocate where the research money goes to, which projects get what research. Because High Despot Kominar is usually fairly hands. It's getting done. Otherwise, I mean, he'll crack down if he has to, but most of the time he's like, this place runs itself, and it kind of does, and it's because of people like your contact, Mugamash Bulwark Breaker, and her direct boss that get this stuff, do some of the, bureaucratic administrative running of the station.
Right.
But yeah, maybe you make it to the offices and like you get stopped by the secretary, who is a skittermander, by the way.
Oh my god, I love it.
hmm
Who's what?
He's a little green skitter. He's a little green skittermander.
Skeeter.
He's just like
Okay.
he's like, hey, what can we do for you? How can I help you? Welcome to the offices of financial grants and well, you can read the sign on the door.
Yeah, I read
Sorry,
this
I'm a
on
little
the
busy
door.
right now.
Goldfish
That's okay.
brain.
That's okay.
He
Hi.
seems like he's just overloaded himself with energy.
Right. You are doing a fantastic job. I am Vesa. I am looking for my friend Moo. Have you seen her? And can you direct me to her office?
Mugamash. The assistant director. Oh, she's been
Yes.
okay. Let me buzz her for you. And he's like, would you like some coffee? There's some coffee over there. And he,
Are you sure you didn't drink it all?
Sure. No,
he's got a cup. He's got a cup on his desk.
That's great.
yeah, I will grab coffee while we wait, but
Yeah.
no rush. Take your time.
Yeah,
I think the only thing these kinds of people know is rush.
Hey, don't be judgy.
I am judgy. I'm grumpy, okay? I got a headache. I'm tired.
Okay, well, be grumpy internally and let me handle this, right?
Trying to slowly put myself between Twinkle and the Skittermander.
Stu, what do
Hoping-
you make of all of this chaos in this office? Ashira?
What? Sorry, I got a text. I wasn't paying attention.
I was gonna say, what do you
Oh.
make of this like mess in the office? They have coffee in this office. The Skittermander pointed it out. He was like, "There's coffee over there."
I feel like I'm distracted by just the Skittermander, and I'm just like,
It's like a fucking you're just sitting there, just
We are
like,
both just like, oh my god.
I look down at I
You
look
don't
down
have
at
one as a
Twinkle.
friend. That's the weird part.
I look down at Twinkle when those two are like, "Oh my god, it's so cute." Get in my pocket, and I'm like, "Does this happen often?"
Didn't I tell you that The only reason I was allowed on the fire strike in the first place was I agreed to be Ashira's parrot.
I believed that you were joking. My thought was
Yeah,
that parrot
I-
in this. My thought was that
No.
parrot in this context
I
was
keep
one who repeats her
Oh.
orders. I now see that you mean a small animal that sits upon her shoulder and repeats
Correct.
her orders.
That's
That
just
is
like
very
Right,
my
sad.
and
kid.
Ashira learned that he weighs more than 3 pounds.
Yeah.
And when he says that's very sad, he's not looking at you, he's looking at Ashira.
At least we can agree on something, buddy.
That's so very
Right.
sad.
Yeah, and it's probably in the middle of this conversation that your contact Mugamesh Bulwark Breaker. Which, by the way, how did you meet this administrative person through your social circles? Was there some functionary diplomatic thing they were at or something, or was it a
Yes.
schooling thing, or
It was probably like a diplomatic dinner, and I was being introduced to all of these people, and I met her, and we just sort of clicked, and just had a nice time, and then we snuck
Like-
off to smoke hashish together, and
Right.
I hadn't seen her in quite a while.
Hyperleaf.
So
right?
Hyperleaf, we smoked Hyperleaf together, and and I hadn't seen her in a bit, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it was one of those deals where, like, unlike the other Vesk who were wearing who were super comfortable and proud of like their super military ostentatious uniforms, like maybe she actually had something with some style on, like didn't
Mhm.
or something. So a lot less of the a lot more civilian cut to what she was wearing. That's probably why you
Right.
guys start talking.
Yeah.
Mugamesh comes out and she looks at you, and it's typical of all Vesk. She is very large,
Sure.
but not as big as Bazik, because Bazik is is an especially large specimen. Um, and she's like, Vesa Riven, I'd never expected to see you on the forge. What are you doing
know.
here?
Well, funny story. I got caught up with some new friends, and we're looking for a diplomat. But we can talk about that in a minute. How are you? It's so nice to see you.
Oh, I'm doing well. I can't complain. The pay is good. The benefits are decent. Although and frankly, I haven't had time to go to any particular functions in some while, so I've been spared the diplomatic dinners for the time being.
I
Is that
feel
good or
that
bad?
so hard. No, it's good. It's good. It's real good. Like,
Okay, I haven't been to anyone on this side of the universe, so just curious. By the way, Twinkle Bailey here. I don't know if I was ever gonna get introduced, and I'm kind of impatient. So, hi.
he's a bit grumpy, but isn't he adorable?
I am Cyril
So,
Silverchild, though I do not believe that my introduction would be very useful in this moment.
Sorry. Also, have you met Ashira?
It's like, I love it. She's like, it's good to meet all of you.
Runs and jumps on Vase's back.
Not yet.
You
This is
two
my
are.
bitch.
Yeah. Cyril just looks between them and goes, "You two are children."
All these bitches out here, this one's mine.
I think Mugamesh laughs at this too. She's relatively like the Skittermander that's at the desk is too busy answering a million phone calls. The other office workers that are Vesk look over like it's scandalous to be that familiar and that sort of let your guard down. Mugamesh, however, seems to think it's amusing. She just kind of chuckles and laughs with you.
Yeah, we hung out for a bit once at a dinner. It's so good.
So good.
Oh my god, so good.
So, we're here looking for a diplomat, and I was wondering if you knew anything about. He's been lost for a while.
Oh, you're talking about that Kasathan diplomat. What's his name? They all have such long. Ambassador Lamak Quartet Viron of Clan Rahake. And
Yeah.
like as she says this, she's reading it off of a freaking data pad.
Yeah.
It was our impression that they were being brought to the station, but did not arrive. Is this correct?
Well, it depends on who you believe and what you read out.
And what do you believe?
How about we have some lunch? I've got a lunch break coming up, and I think the hit office can do without me for an hour or so. Vesa, give me a. Actually, everybody who wants to can give me a sense motive roll here.
Okay. And I can add my. Just for fun. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this right. Yes.
Natural 20, bitch.
Shit, yeah. All right, so I rolled
I think it's
42.
So I think it's pretty obvious to everybody in the room, especially to Vesa. She's suggested lunch because she really doesn't want to talk about this here in the office. Like there is an element of there is like a little subtext in the way that she delivered that in that she did it quick enough that it was like I'm gonna cut this off before anybody hears you talk about this at all, kind of thing. She's like, I'll meet you in about, say, half an hour.
Sure, that works for me.
She's like, here, let me send you the let me send you the address of the location for the restaurant.
Okay.
She's like, they have some exotic cuisine. I understand they've got. She's like, I understand they have a new dish that comes straight from the Gitaron Authority.
Really? That sounds exciting. I am down for new shit. Let's go.
Yeah, like yeah. She's like, I have to finish a few things up here in the office. I will be there. Yeah, I will meet you there. And
okay, sounds good.
Are you still piggybacking on Vesa?
I'm walking her out. Like
yeah, Sarald looks to Mugamesh with this look that although Sarald has very much has the problem of RBF, it's almost apologetic. Where he's like, I'm sorry you're having to deal with these two jackasses.
Side-eye.
I just giggle because he's right. Like he's right. We're totally ridiculous. And I want to walk by the Skittermander and be like, "Sweetie, you're still doing a fantastic job. You have a great day, okay?"
He stops long enough to look at you. You have a wonderful day yourself, and goes back to answering phones.
Do you want a job? Because I want to hire you and then come with me, and I'm gonna have a tiny Skittermander army.
We're not going to do that. Let us move on.
Kind of as an aside to Cyril, remind me to tell you about the time that I met Nisekai that had 300 times the recommended dose of caffeine. I'm getting the same vibes.
First, Cyril blinks, then he kind of stares at you a little wide-eyed, just imagining that. And then doesn't say anything, goes back to walking forward and, like, trying to stop Vesa from recruiting people for the Fire Shrike.
Oh, you're gonna have to try hard, because I love him so much.
It's a good thing Cyril can try hard.
Is there a profession? Try hard.
Anything that you attempt to recruit to the Fire Shrike, I shall banish to another dimension or time.
Stop it! He's wonderful.
Why don't you
Fine.
banish him to like a second behind present, so he always seems like this confused, disoriented, one step behind kind of person?
Oh, that would be awful.
That'd be fucking hilarious as long as it
Maybe
wasn't
we
me.
could, like,
Exactly.
maybe we get like a very
Wait.
quick cutaway scene of Pluiga, like washing his fur on his head on the fire strike. Like he's just kind of on the fire strike, kind of left it behind, so he's just doing whatever.
He's just a
washing his
happy
hair.
clam,
Yeah,
living his best life.
By the way, I realized Serold must be real because Internet Explorer exists. Therefore,
Sarah
already
banished Internet
happened.
Explorer
to 1 second, no, probably like a 3 minutes behind real life.
What do we want? Better bandwidth. When do we want it? Now.
I'm gonna call Captain.
Better bandwidth.
Okay.
What's the jingle? What's the jingle? Yeah. So do.
You got it. You did good. Hello?
Thank you. Hi. So listen, I'm not sure what he can do, but I found a really adorable Skittermander, and I think he'd be great for the ship. Can we hire
You're
him?
stealing it from your friend, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's fine.
Just so you know,
No.
Yeah.
look at chat and roll 20.
I saw. I did. That's why I'm calling. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Commodore,
You
I do not
fantastic.
understand
Thank you
why
so
you are
much.
doing
Remind
this.
him
Why?
that we're space pirates
Okay, I will.
and terrorists.
Thank you so much. Okay,
now
bye.
you can shut her down,
Oh, wait.
Joseph.
Okay. Oh,
As she's hanging up, it's like, Commodore, I believe this is a bad decision.
hey, I've got a question. How do you want to travel the stars and meet new people
And kill them.
also be a shush it and also be a pirate?
He's just open admission. Hey, we're pirates.
Fuck it.
I think you both should make diplomacy checks. See
I
who
think
you
he
can
looks-
talk to.
I think he just looks at. I think he stops long enough to look at you. He goes, oh, that's okay, man. I got a cousin that travels. He sends me all kinds of stuff and whatnot, and I have a really good job here. And you know what? My bosses appreciate me. They know I'm doing a really good job here, and I would hate to leave them. Plus they kind of pay me. They pay me better than they pay my buddy down in mail and receiving. But you know.
How much does your buddy make?
Gunner, does that hit a little too close to home?
Yes, it fucking does. It's
Does
a
that
thankless
mean-
job that no one gets paid enough to do. While
Does
at
that
the same
mean-
time,
Somebody in mail and receiving is going to be a pirate then.
And nobody said they were a Skittermander either.
Right? So
That's fine.
what if I offered you 1.5 times what you're making here and also behind the ear scritches every night?
Vesa, what are you doing? We cannot guarantee anything. We're not paid.
He doesn't know that.
He will quickly
He's like-
find out.
and then
He's-
leave.
He's like, well, I'm sorry. It sounds really, really tempting, and I like a lot of fun, but I'd miss my friends here. And plus, I just got a new apartment, and it's really cool.
Oh, don't worry, kid. It would feel just like you never left home.
and I just got a gym membership. I just it cost it costs 50 credits for the whole year.
Yeah, that's really
Wait,
great.
a gym membership? How new is this gym?
It's like
Okay.
it's the best gym on the Conqueror's Forge.
Well, you said it was new. How new is it? Asking for a friend.
No. My membership is new. The gym has been here. My membership
There
to
only
the gym
one
is new.
gym on Conqueror's Forge? Because I have a feeling you know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, there's only one gym on the Conqueror's Forge.
By the way, I didn't get your name.
They call it the Iron Forge.
They probably call it something just as edgy as that. Let's see. You would make me make up a name for this.
It's okay.
random
We'll just
fucking secretary.
It's fine because this will be the only.
Ooh, can I make up the name?
His name is Fluffigan.
Oh, I was gonna say Evkey.
No.
Oh,
Fluffigan.
Fluffigan, you have my whole heart. I am gonna phone number and be like, if you change your mind, and I'm gonna walk out incredibly fucking sad. With Ashira still on my back.
No, don't cry. Oh my god.
I'm not crying, I'm just sad.
Why is everyone?
No, but it's still not the puppy dog eyes. Oh.
Why does everyone
Great.
get affected by the puppy dog eyes? I do not.
Because
see why
now
they are
I
good
feel
faces.
bad.
Why?
Don't feel bad. Can I scritch you behind the ear?
I have more dignity. Yes.
Okay, and I do that as we walk out. Like I've got Ashira, and I'm scratching him behind the ear, and
Twinkle.
it makes me feel better.
Twinkle, please tell me that your back leg. Please tell me that your back leg does that thing where it like bounces up and down because you're getting scratched behind the ear.
You are all...
Unfortunately, yes.
Yay!
I love it. I'm immediately happy.
You are all weirdos.
That's involuntary. It's not his
Oh,
fault.
says the guy who doesn't know half the slang in the common lexicon.
Yes.
At least for this universe.
Yes, I still say it, and I am still correct.
Are you? Are you
Yes.
really? Because if everybody's weird, then nobody is.
That is not how that works. I could have come to a universe in which everyone is weird by the multi-universal standard.
You know what?
My brain hurts. Quit it.
That sounds a little weird to me.
Interdimensional travel is weird. That is why I know that you are also weird.
Am I going to have to put you guys in the sharing cabin so you can learn how to behave?
We have to put
Behave. We're behaving perfectly
We're
normally. You're not
behaving.
here to see this.
He's behaving.
You're not here to see this.
He's being the
You'll
straight
have to-
man to everyone else.
Straight. Okay.
Xander.
Mm,
No, well, Xander's not there right now. So, anyway, so you go, you kind of walk out. You're, what are you gonna do for a half hour while you wait? You're just gonna wander around and fuck off. Go back to the ship for a little bit. Go find the captain. What are you looking for? What are you gonna do?
Find the captain.
Oh, we will go find the captain.
Oh, I thought we were going to go have dinner or something so that we could talk about the missing
Well,
diplomat.
I'm talking about with the 30 minutes you have that you gotta wait to meet her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard somebody whisper, "Go find the captain." So I think it's something we need to do.
I think it
Okay.
was the captain that whispered that.
Yeah, it was. It was. It was exactly the captain.
I can't deal with this shit.
I fucking love you guys so much.
I'm so glad I'm back to streaming. I missed this so much.
So you guys are gonna go find find Captain Volvetto, find Zai. All right.
Yeah, we'll go see him.
Okay.
Now ask me where I am.
Where is the captain?
Where
I'm at
in the
boards,
world is...
arm wrestling the Kasathan bartender?
There is no boards on the forge.
Where in the world is Captain
Nope.
Volvetto?
I'd like to rent a space and then call Borts and tell them they have a free space.
This is literally a place where they develop weapons for the Veskarium. They don't, and plus the only reason that there's a Borts in Forget is because Forget is far away, is kind of far in the on the outer reaches of the Veskarium, and
No,
where
you're
they
fine.
really don't care. This is a military-controlled installation.
Fine,
They
then
don't
I'm
have
arm
a danger.
wrestling a random vest named.
Just
So-
arm wrestling a Vesk. All right.
All right. Well, I needed to be somewhere, and that sounded like fun. And I was gonna arm
Okay.
wrestle a Kasathan at a bar, but no. Now it's just a Vesco bar.
No.
So, are you like outside? Are you inside? Do we have to search for you?
Nah. Like, I don't know. Don't you hack?
To what?
Don't you like have computer skills?
No, not in this game.
But Ashira
Okay.
does.
Ashira
Right, well,
does.
either way, you would know that it's fairly easy to find me. I haven't turned off my buttons, so yeah.
Okay.
Like you
So-
can GPS track
Yeah.
most everyone.
Okay. So I want to find you and be like, "Hello, how's it going?"
Oh, hey, you found
Hi.
me.
Hello,
So,
yes.
report. What have you found out?
Nothing yet. We're about to go have lunch with a friend of mine. And also that Skittermander didn't want to come with us, and I would like to kidnap him and bring him with us. Because I love him.
And the world ended.
And we just see like a vein on Serald's forehead pulsate for a moment.
It's okay, Sarah.
I could imagine. Oh God, I could imagine Twinkle still getting ear scratches and just kind of wave at him like, "No, just don't worry. We'll deal with it later. Come on, it's good. Just chill for a sec. We'll be fine."
Bro.
Mike, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Oops.
Can you hear me now?
I was about to say, please let
Yeah, I can
Slav be outdone by dumbest decision ever made on this crew because you
Right.
kidnap a secretary, Skittermander.
No. That's my strength or my opposing check for the best that I'm arm wrestling. It's not that good, so I'm probably gonna lose.
Oh no.
Well, the Vesku's arm wrestling is probably gonna be Bazik.
Oh, then I'm probably gonna lose.
He likes a good challenge. Yeah, not by much. You give him, he gives you respect for it though.
Oh wow, yeah,
'cause
that was pretty nice.
Yeah, he was like, it's not one of those things where he just slams. It's like that slow grind of like really slowly pushing down. And at the end of it, like he looks at you and he was like, "A worthy competition, Captain."
Right.
And he goes,
I pat him
and
on
he
the
looks
back.
over.
I'm like, yeah, that was nice.
And when he sees Ashura, he goes, "Oh, the little elf girl warrior," and he seems genuinely happy to see you.
Jumps off
So
Face's
anyway.
back.
Hi.
Besa,
Yeah.
Isaki looks annoyed at his joy over you, like
we aren't that
being
kind of
there.
pirate.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so
I mean, I'm not looking for like human trafficking. Sell him.
Wow.
We just
Did-
keep him.
did
We just keep him.
Ashira not tell you that she has this whole thing about trying to keep sentient creatures as pets?
I just want
If
little
it has a
Skittermander
soul,
put in my pocket.
Yeah,
you can't
we've
keep
been
it.
for a really
So
long
no
time.
kidnapping thing.
Please, no
If you
Okay.
kidnap it,
kidnapping.
I will put you out the airlock.
Look, the
Okay.
only reason I wasn't considered kidnapping is because I agreed to be here because I had basically no choice.
Okay,
Right.
but
But
Was
that
I
kind
for future
kidnapped?
reference,
Hmm.
for future reference,
down.
don't be like
him up. Bear hugs him.
Don't
puts
be
him
like
down.
Twinkle and bring giant snake men on board without permission.
Okay, I can.
Hey,
okay, fine.
It was either that or lose my only lead, so you can kiss my ass.
Right? What do we have to do for him? Do you remember?
Yeah,
he's actually looking for an artifact of his people's,
Mhm.
something
Okay.
that dates back to when they were actually like fucking primal, like
Occasionally, we need to remember that we
worshippers
need to
of
do that for him
pagan
too. It's the
deities.
same reason that I have a bunch of scientists working on Chalic's disease.
Yeah.
But anyway, I appreciate you remembering that because I'd forgotten.
Mhm.
Anyway, so no kidnapping, Vesa.
Okay.
Don't kidnap anyone. Deal?
Okay. I
Deal.
agreed. Yeah.
All right. Now, it is possible when we go to we're on Vest 3 right now?
Nope, you're on the Conqueror's Forge.
Yeah.
You're on the
So
Conqueror's
if
Forge.
we go to Vest 3,
Which you have reason to do.
which we have reason to do, you can try and recruit some Skittermanders there, okay? 'Cause
Okay.
we need some Skittermanders to go to Planet Zai.
Okay, thank you. I'm so excited. Oh my god, can I be like their
Diplomat?
sure?
It's
Wait,
like
wait,
a
wait,
word
wait,
association.
Wait, am I the only one? Okay, my brain is inherently in
Yeah.
the gutter constantly. But am I the only one that thinks that is a shitty fucking, like, it's just some random shitty pickup line, like, you want to go to Planet Zai?
Oh no,
I haven't used it on anyone in that way yet.
I'm a diplomat. I can get these fuckers to go.
Got you.
Right, and besides, I'm already Captain Zai. Besides that, I can go, hey, do you want to see my spaceship?
Oh shit. Oh, I never told him about the spaceship.
Well, you did
So
say travel
what
the
you're saying
galaxy,
is
so,
you're missing.
True.
Never mind.
yeah.
Oh God. Oh.
I'll work on my delivery.
So what's happening is you are going to turn into our PR team.
That's about right.
Just for Skittermanders, though. So
It could be for everybody. Who doesn't want to see the stars? And you say it just like that. Oh.
preferably people who want to live long lives.
Let's
We
go
don't
back
mention
to
that.
Vest
That's
7.
the fine print.
Do what?
And so we should probably see what's going on Vest 7.
Yes, I was kind of thinking about that. I was kind of letting you guys get to a point where you were having fun for a minute. Yeah. So get back, Shaba. You and Quevelin are teamed up to go looking around.
Yes, we are.
So.
And she's happy he's talking to her now.
Well, he's really only said one thing, but you know.
She's taking what she can get.
Yeah, there's
Talking like a dead marriage, just like, I'm taking what I can get. You said one thing to me today.
Right. They are still following you. Give me a culture check to see if you can't figure out where like the local meeting hall is.
Not bad.
Right on. So you do manage to find like the local meeting hall. There is no meeting in. There's like a skeleton staff of people there. They're not even really. They're just kind of there to be there. It's like their job is to kind of be there to answer questions, but really they don't have anything else specific they're doing. It's not like they're like shuffling a bunch of paperwork. But I think there's probably let me see. I use all of these.
You know, we really need to start bringing Slan with us. He's giant, so he looks tough.
I think there is one person there that is let's see. Make a note here. There is one person in the like that is kind of there. Looks like he's going over some stuff. He's got some paper spread out across the desk, kind of leaning over him, and it's a big Vesk.
We have a stream suggestion for Vesa.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, what are you doing? And I was like, we were trying to recruit an NPC, but he decided against coming along. And he said, that's easy. Blackout drunk, wake up on ship.
That's kidnapping. I was told I'm not allowed to do that.
That technically is a variant Shanghai move. You probably would have got away with that.
Ah, shit. Next time.
That's great.
But yeah, there's a big Vesk standing here looking at papers and stuff, Shaba, as you like enter the building or whatever, looks like he's looking at diagrams of something.
Okay, so I approach the normal-sized person.
The normal-sized person?
Well, they're not short.
No, they're technically you might consider them normal sized, like Verthani are tall, like super freaking tall.
Oh yeah.
And Vesk are big too. So Vesk, you're a little. I think Verthani have a higher maximum height, but Vesk are a lot bulkier.
It's not kidnapping.
Right. There's a lot more people in the Veskarian for Shaba to look in the eye.
Yeah, true. But yeah, he
Not hurt.
yeah, he looks up. He looks up He's like, "Can I help you?"
Yes, we were sent by the Vescarium to help with your little plague issue.
By the Vescarium, huh? And he just kind of, and he's like, so the High Despot finally gives about a shit about the other residents of his of his of her world.
Hey, I was given a job. I'm here to try to help. Don't want it, I can go. Not a big deal to me.
He's like, he kind of like no, but you don't look like a typical. You don't look like a typical Vesk mercy mission. So he looks at her and he's like, and he goes, it's like, who are you people? You don't come from around here. He says, I don't know too many Verthani that live within the Garium.
Oh, I don't come from the Vescarium.
I would
Let me
imagine
introduce
not.
myself. I'm Shaba Young.
He stops and he thinks for a minute. Shaba Yon. He goes, you're one of the you're one of those pirate terrorists out of the Pact Worlds, aren't you?
Well, that's what they like to call us. I like to call myself an entrepreneur.
He goes, yeah, well, I don't really care much about your past. Heard of you.
He said, guessing that your party isn't much of chaotic neutral to evil then?
Actually, the
No,
party
we're
is
just under orders of the captain. You just don't screw with the captain.
No, Shaba's chaotic neutral.
well,
Yeah.
it ranges to
Exactly.
answer
Everyone's
the
chaotic good.
to answer
Virtue's lawful evil.
to answer the generalized question from chat. Sometimes good and evil is a definitive thing. Sometimes it's in the way people perceive things. The act of using a grenade as a distraction on the heels of a terrorist attack is generally an evil kind of thing. But when you get caught in a shootout at a hollow village and you're technically trying to save people, not everybody necessarily knows that from the first newsreels. And in a society with a lot of media influence, news tends to report and speculate on things to the point where there was a perception out there based on their prior actions, and many of their actions have looked bad in the public eye. They didn't have a professional PR firm. In other words, the player characters don't exactly get away with murder just because they're player characters. They have to actually, if they are misperceived as doing bad things, the universe thinks they're bad. If they're perceived doing things that people perceive are good, the universe has less to do with their actual alignments and more the way the universe perceives them. The Pact Worlds thinks that the crew of the Fire Shrike are terrorists and space pirates. Because that's kind of what they saw from the crew as they were going about their business.
Yet generally the Fire Shrike is in fact a pretty chaotic crew. We like parties, we like doing things big and flashy, and most of the time we don't give a piss about your rules, so, you know.
Right. We fight when we should run. We run when we should fight. And Captain Side tends to do the right thing, but goes about it the completely wrong way. Like
We do the right
evil
thing at the
acts
wrong
for one good
time.
act.
We fight hard, we love harder.
Yeah,
We're lucky a
sometimes
lot.
using aids, like roofing people.
Excuse me, what?
That's
Oh
only
yeah,
Shaba.
whenever they
I was
roofied
talking
Ezzy.
about Shaba.
Yeah,
Just
whenever
talking
Shaba
about
roofied Ezzy.
You know, the crew
And
does tend
for
towards
everyone
chaotic
that's
more.
watching tonight, she was reprimanded pretty hard, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think we all yelled at you at the time over it. Like, that's not cool, man.
Really? Like, are you sure? Because I don't remember that's how it happened.
For the official record, we have written that Shaba was reprimanded, but because Shaba was a CEO of Shrike Incorporated, it was really a slap on the wrist. But the official record has to state.
Yes. Yes.
Not only does the official record state, but it is canon that I definitely remember yelling at her about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she roofied someone and then got them high on drugs.
She doesn't.
For 3 days. And all we were like was, what the fuck, man? Not cool. Party foul.
Yeah, party foul.
To be fair,
To be fair,
Shaba, I'm surprised Shaba remembers many things. What was that spell I was trying to cast?
Basically.
What's that? Oh yeah.
Triguna Macoides Trigorum.
But yeah, but yeah, the vest kind of goes. He looks at you. He's like, "I'm as a big room shaker." This is.
That's a great porn star name, Room Shaker.
It was going to be Boom Shaker, but I felt that was a little too on the nose. You can call me Ace if you want.
Ace works. Just call me Shaba.
Says, so what are known pirates in the pack worlds doing on a mission for the Vescarium? Oh wait, it makes sense now. Because they don't care. He was like,
bingo.
Hi, welcome to a place where I'm not a terrorist. I'm just some dude that has a history.
He's like, he kind
It's
of
respected here.
He shakes his head and he's like, shakes his head. He says, "No offense, but if they sent you instead of the doctors they promised out of Vest Prime, then I don't know why I should be surprised. I hope you're more interested."
Wow, Shaba.
He's like, I hope that your answer to curing this disease doesn't include blowing the whole place up, given your reputation.
Well, considering I've told most of my more active crew members to behave, the idea is not to blow you up.
As well, that brings slightly a little better relief. Since frankly, I was trying to work on some planning projects for our sewage system, and but I can't do it by myself, and most of the construction team is done with this thing. If you're looking to help, then you may want to talk to Dr. Schultz. He's on the south end. But if you're going to any action or treatment you and your people are going to take, needs to be informed to the council, what's left of us, and a decision made. Sorry if we're a little skittish about trusting the decisions, considering our people's welfare to the hands of in the hands of outsiders.
That's understandable. But we truly are here to help. I have most of Commodore Zai's medical personnel with me. So hopefully we can do something for you.
He raises an eyebrow because medical personnel is not what Zai is known for.
What?
Yeah, needless our reputation, there are those of us who really do know our medicine.
I was going to say, how do they think I keep a crew together that fucking is constantly blowing not only other things up, but themselves?
I'm pretty sure that's not something he's spent a ton of time thinking about necessarily.
I mean, to be honest, the pirate doctor is one of the most respected professions in the pirate world, right behind captain.
Everybody needs a good sawbones.
And cook, you know.
Oh yeah, well, I feel like
there
the cook
better
had...
be a good cook.
Yeah, the cook has been replaced with cooking machines at some points, right?
We have those now.
Sort of. But
Mm.
even if you watch Star Trek, every now and again you'll hear some. Well, this replicated food doesn't taste real.
Yeah.
Real food tastes better. It tastes like real food.
Yeah, fair. That could just be bias, though, like taste bias, because at that point, one would assume if it's the same order of molecules put together as the food, then it would have to taste the same. I think these people are just being squeamish about hole-in-the-wall technology.
It's just not made with the same kind of love, man. A machine don't give you no love like Ma does.
Amen.
But yeah, there's I think Esabeg is like, well, if you really are here to help, we could use it. The law says Dr. Schultz been a bit overrun. And that's a perfect segue to go over to merch and the clinic and Nurse Jerkazal. And we see Nurse Jerkazal just sort of like talking to people.
Yeah.
None of them are really giving her much ground. As outsiders, they don't really trust you guys yet.
Yeah, that's fair. No samples whatsoever?
It takes nope. No, this is one of those situations like where not entirely willing to, because they don't trust outsiders. They're and they don't necessarily know that they don't know much about you guys. So
This is a tough nut to crack. Before I go in, I tell Nurse Jerkazal to keep the 100 credits. Maybe ask around a little bit more, but if she just wants to take a break or something, or even give out free medical assistance to like people who need it, especially like homeless people and that sort of thing, do that,
right.
just generate goodwill,
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been held due to the generosity of Captain Zai. Goodbye.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to be like, mention that we're like the Fire Shrike and like we have a reputation that precedes us, but we promise we're here for nothing but to help. Don't mention the Vescarium because people don't seem to be keen on it here. Like, that sort of thing.
Right. So, yeah, it takes you a while to get into the clinic. There's really, and the clinic it is desperately understaffed. It looks like the doctor has like maybe one assistant. And you can see him, like he's only got like 1 or 2 rooms for patients, so he's actually kind of seeing patients out in the common room too.
Yeah, I'm gonna help triage as I get in here until someone either stops me or comes up and goes, "Hey, who are you?" But immediately Merch is gonna make himself useful and like help put down really basic symptoms and stuff,
Right.
with people who are willing, of course. Like, I'm not gonna force my medicine on anyone, but like, say I see somebody with like hives, be like, "This is a topical ointment. It should be able to help. You can accept it or not." That sort of thing.
I think the first time you do this, like they're generally pretty resistant and whatnot, and the assistant sort of walks by and she's like, "Excuse me, sir, who are you?" And
pleasure to meet you. Oh, go ahead.
And maybe it's an android.
Yeah. I look over and I'm like, "Pleasure to meet you. My name is Matthias Dieschborg. I'm actually from the crew of the Fire Shrike. I know our reputation precedes us, but we've heard there's a humanitarian mission here that could be done. I have a legitimate medical license, and I figured, Hippocratic oath, I will do what I can to help anyone here. My apologies if I'm on your toes. I can stop if you need me to."
She's like, "You're a doctor?"
Absolutely.
And she points over at a human that's the doctor, who's obviously a doctor. He's a human. She's like, "You may want to talk to Dr. Schultz." She's like, she's like, "Dr. Schultz," and he kind of looks up, and he's a guy. He looks like he hasn't had much sleep. Like he's got like the 5 o'clock shadow. His hair is kind of like that. I've been at work for like 12 hours. Kind of got it.
Yeah.
It like quality to it. And he kind of looks up and he's like, he's like, this should help with the swelling. This should help with the swelling. Give me a, um, he says, I'll be back and I will check on you as soon as I can. Let my assistant know if you have any changes or complications, and kind of turns around and heads over to the assistant. He's like, she's like, she's like, Dr. Schultz, this well this being says they're a doctor.
I completely breeze past that because Rax lights aren't common in the Vescarium.
No, yeah, she didn't know exactly what she was.
Yeah. And I say, Dr. Schultz, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Matthias Dieschborg. I have a medical license, and I have heard that there is humanitarian work to be done. And I reach out my elf hands for a handshake.
Yeah, he takes a second. He says, he gives you a handshake, but he's like, and he's like, be careful who you're shaking hands with. You may want to scrub up. It's been a lot around here.
Yeah, I was going to mention this, by the way, but it completely skipped my mind. Merch is in complete and total hazmat style with like the mask closed and everything. No, he's a doctor. He is not taking chances with a plague, even if he is of a significantly different genetic code. He knows that shit can skip a genetic code in weird, unexpected ways.
He's like, this is a he says this. You're looking at. He says, well, doctor, you walked into one of the biggest crises that you could have in the Vescarium of this magnitude. Yeah, the core worlds are the core worlds of the Vescarium. Yeah, they're quick to get doctors out to, but those of us on the fringes, not so much.
So
usually that's fine with us, but in a case like this, I could use all the help I can get.
March isn't necessarily going to mention the Vescarium yet. I think he's going to leave that for the captain because he'll get better social clout if his actions speak before his intentions.
Right.
He's going to go, of course. We go wherever we're needed, doctors, right? And kind of shoots him a bit of a smile and says, my nurse is outside tending to anyone who's in the cold, seeing if she can give him any help as well. You look tired. If you like, I do have a minor dynamine methylebrium, which will be a slight non-addictive stimulant. If you need energy, you don't need to take it. I'm just offering.
He goes, no, I think I'm fine. And he looks around and he says, well, you probably better get your nurse in here, and the two of you work with me for a while. I imagine there's quite a bit I'm going to need to tell you if you're going to be of any help here. And
absolutely. I will begin taking notes immediately. And he sends a ping for the nurse, just like a, hey, you're needed inside sort of thing.
Yeah. And he starts, as he's kind of treating people, like he's like, so the symptoms seem to be a bit different depending on species. I mean, there are some commonalities, but the Vescat react to it a little bit differently than the Patra do. The androids seem to get the most minor part of it, but they're still carriers. And the organic components in their makeup allow the transmission of the disease. We're not entirely certain how just yet. We believe that he says, I've been operating under the assumption that any contact could be a transmission point. Unfortunately, I don't have the medical equipment here that they have in the more metropolitan areas. And maybe he's kind of like, as he's going through, like he takes you through with him on some of his rounds, like treating.
When he mentions equipment, by the way, I hold up my professional grade medical lab. So, which is also a part of my head. I'm assuming there's like a slotting device just so I can show like, hey, I have this. And I'm like, do not worry. For sample parsing and for any sort of research, not only do we have facilities on the ship, but I also have on-board facilities which should be able to help us identify and check out the genome sequencing of this disease.
He's like, he looks and he looks at it, he kind of looks at it, gives out a low whistle. He's like, "That'll come in handy." He said that's more than what I've had to work with. Our gene sequencers are he was like our a lot of our equipment's in disrepair. It's old.
Mm. Mm.
It's,
If you
and
like, whenever things calm down a little bit, my nurse is very well trained on the maintenance of these things. Maybe we could give you a bit of a checkup on your machines.
he's like, he's like, well, he says, I wouldn't say no to that, but I will forewarn you that they're old. I'm
Mm.
fairly certain that that it's at this point it's almost more efficient to rebuild half of it than try to keep it patched together. But he's like, let me give you the rundown, and he kind of gives you like, and as you're like, he has you to help him treat patients.
Yeah.
He's giving you the rundown of like the symptoms, the sort of like what he knows about when it started, kind of where they think it started, like how like the fact that there are like a lot of people that because there's they haven't figured it out what's going on yet. There's a lot of like conjecture, and there's a lot of scared people.
So,
Yeah.
so generally, what are the symptoms?
So generally, the symptoms at this point, there is there's a great deal of it's like there's mental illness. There are like issues with mental health. There are issues with diarrhea. A common one is like temperature variance, like getting hot, then getting cold, then getting hot, then getting cold, like hot and cold flashes kind of thing. There's also like some rash that goes with it and swelling. Like
Wow.
the most common thing is like the sort of like dysentery effect and
Okay.
the vomiting. But like the vests tend to get a bit of swelling. Like
Yeah.
the patra get a bit of the rash. You know, both
Hmm.
of them get some. Both of them pick up a little bit of like dysphoria, or fevered like sort of state.
Hmm.
The androids tend to be more asymptomatic, but they tend to get some of the rashes and a little bit of, and the sort of like diarrhea and vomiting effect too.
Hmm.
Just not as heavy.
So it seems that it might incubate in the stomach, but mostly hides in the capillaries, eh? And
Yeah,
kind of scratches his chin as he's like going along helping people.
yeah, yeah. And I think this is the point where like uh, we're at 10:46 now, so we're probably pressing on time. Uh, is everybody want to go for a little bit longer? Good here for the time being.
I'm good with whatever.
Because
Yeah,
I
I
know
don't sleep anymore, so I'm fine.
Okay, let's say
Doesn't matter.
because I know some people do have to get up in the morning, and
I have to get up in the morning. But you guys can continue.
um, so
What else do we have left to do tonight?
True. I feel
there's
like these are all pretty good story
stopping
rest
points.
points. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm good with that too. So,
Mhm.
okay, well, let's go ahead and call it for the night, and everybody send me your Player's Choice Awards, and we'll start doing sign-offs. And we'll start with Twinkle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cyrus Smith, and you just caught me playing Twinkle Bailey, the isekai, who is suffering from quite the headache. But if that, well, yeah, two different headaches. One has a name. One is trying to kidnap Skittermanders. Let's see. You can also find me.
Wait a minute, am I the headache?
No, he's talking about me.
Okay.
Twinkle, I'm deleting your name on this now. Just kidding.
Deleting my name on what now?
On my note to Jesta. Just did the thing. It's fine.
I'm like, well, now I'm sad.
No, it'll be good.
Speaking of just let me send you a because what should I say next? Well, I believe we're starting this Tuesday up again with Don't Seattle for Anything Less.
So
You can also find me on Thursdays in Project Severovo, where I am Anatoly Bashenko, the cook who's also the doctor. So be careful, otherwise you'll be our next meal. I'm talking to you. Actually, he's not here right now. I was talking to Gary, but Gary's not here.
Done to yourself?
You know, it feels like that one some days. It is what it is. Must be the headache. You can also find me on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Where we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming in Tales from the Cosmos, where our band of intrepid adventurers is back on the high seas. For now. Until they run into the next deserted island. This one with, cannibal clowns.
You just hear the honking, and then you see them rise from the sea in their tiny car.
A little Mini Cooper, about half the size of a normal one. You can't kill them. You can simply run from them.
In strange eons, even comedy may die.
In strange eons, even honk may die.
wow.
Both of those work.
So that brings us back to Monday, and I think that's everything for me.
Alrighty. This is Xander. Why don't you go next? Mr. Psychic Visions.
Alright. I am Scott, Psych, whatever, pick a name. There's been weird ones through the week, but whatever, pick one, I don't care. I played Xander and I got a horrible vision today, but hey, I've been warning for weeks we need to find this stupid device, but they won't listen. But hey, let's all kill all the multiverse. Not my fault. Let's see, where we at? Say Monday. So tomorrow, which I forgot to mention on Saturday, I'm joining the Tuesday game, and now I forgot what it was called, and he just said it. Seattle something?
Don't
Seattle for any.
That, there you go.
That one.
I'm supposed to join that one. I've been making a character and all that and whatnot, so we'll see if I can get introduced into that tomorrow. And then like every other Saturday, I'm in the Apocalypse. Oh, I forgot the name of it. I'm sorry.
The Bitter Ends.
The Bitter Ends. It's Castiel. I'm an angel in the Apocalypse world. It's a watery world, so he's a healer, so he's gonna make people feel better, and he's kind of wandering around. But yeah, that's it. The other one I'm in is the Ballad of the Menagerie. I'm sorry, I can't sing very well, but hey, I'm just in that. When we get enough people around to get that back up and going, I'll be in there. And yeah, I'm gonna need a long reminder of where we're at. I know we're on a planet somewhere doing something.
You know,
Yeah.
that's totally reasonable.
We're somewhere and we're doing something. That's
Yeah,
very
legit.
descriptive.
Best answer
Very,
ever.
very descriptive. Right on. Okay. Well, Ryan, you go next.
Yeah, I'm Brian. I played Shabba Young tonight, and well, I guess I did send the good old Dr. Merch Dishburg down the right direction.
More like dish bag.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'ma fuck your shit up. You wanna wake up filled with formaldehyde? Huh, motherfucker?
And then I'll
There
be
you go.
dead? Don't threaten me with a good time.
hey, I did tell him to behave, or there might be an airlock incident, or a bulkhead, or a window. We don't know yet. But yeah, on Tuesdays you can find me playing Sakura, the elven street samurai that punch things and make people wonder how the hell she learned how to do that. But yeah, and that's in Don't Seattle for Anything Less. And that's about it. I was in the Cowboy Bebop, but I just found out it's done for now. So I'm not sure about Cosmos, but we'll figure it out. And that's about it.
All right.
All right.
I still need your player's choice award, and
Before I sent it to you twice.
we'll go to Vesa. Why don't you go next?
Okay. Hi, I'm Amy Gedden. Tonight I played Vesa. I was going to kidnap a Skittermander until I was told no. But my new plan is to recruit so many fucking Skittermanders. Oh my god. The shit's going down. I'm excited about it.
It sounds like you found someone for Skitter Crash.
I mean, no, I don't want to be a Skittermander. I just want to love the Skittermanders.
Well, never mind, Chris. Sorry.
I mean, maybe we'll see. I'm not against it. Yeah. So my biggest note tonight was I'm gonna find so many Skittermanders. I put it in here. It's in bold and caps. I'm very excited.
Her diary with hearts and shit drawn all over the pages.
Hearts and like cute little Skittermanders drawn in the margins. Oh my god, I love them. I can't stand it. So I was also in the Cowboy Bebop thing on Sunday, and yes, that's over, and I'm incredibly sad about it. And I am going to petition for that to come back because the shit was so much fucking fun. I can't stand myself. Like it made Sunday during the day super fun. Sunday nights, I am going to be in Apocalypse World, and I am playing.
That's Saturdays.
Saturday nights? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like Saturday night, early Sunday morning at that point.
Right. Yeah.
Saturday nights, I am in Apocalypse World, and I play Starlight Fingertoes, and she can pick shit up with her toes. She
I love this. Holy shit! Why did no one tell me about this character?
Yeah, she's fucking great. she's a tech head. She's a savvy head or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Savvy
and
head.
she lives on a dilapidated oil rig, and she's got a junkyard full of shit on the oil rig, and she will fix your crap while she picks things up with her toes. So you should check that out. It's so fucking weird. I can't wait.
I don't do feet.
Okay. I know, but it was either toe fingers or finger toes, and I didn't toe fingers.
I don't know which one's worse.
I don't either. Actually, I've got a friend that has toe fingers, and I love her to death, and I'm like, ugh. So anyway, that is me. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
I died so many times today.
Oh, nice. Nightheart. Well, you would be next, sir.
Hi ho, friendolos. My name is James, otherwise known as Nightheart. You caught me here today playing Cyril Silverchild, who might as well be called S because he's pretty much L. And he's... Why is he the normal one in this group? What the fuck? The other people are the Skittermander Stealer, the Coffee Fiend Elf, who's also a sentient abductor, and a rat.
Oh, that's all you're gonna say? Okay,
a
good.
grouchy rat.
I was about to say there's some. I'm about to have to say something. Okay.
I was like, am I gonna have to beat your shit, little boy? And then he just like holds out a piece of cheese. Or finds the giant rat who makes all of the rules. Anyway, you can also find me here on Thursdays in Project Severova, where I play Olzeg Malganovich, the KGB spook, who is the leader of this wacky band of funtabulous adventurers as they go on their adventures, where they're going to get much candy and love. By which I mean they're going to die horrible, alone, and cold in the in Siberia. Also known as just living in Siberia in general. I don't know why anyone does it, except to escape taxes.
Yeah, that or to escape an oppressive regime.
Yeah,
but
and
then you're under the
another one in the form of Ghost Grandma.
Well, I was gonna say, but then you've got the oppressive regime of the winter.
Yeah.
Well, you'll get that anywhere else in Russia anyway. So I mean,
Yeah,
Siberia.
true. But at least in Siberia, it gets so cold that people's eyelashes fall off.
Yes, yes. And just for the audience's sake, speaking of the coldness, yeah, when they got to that town in Siberia, no one had heat. So they've already done a good thing.
So you're actively trying to kill your players before they've actually done anything in town?
That's
Absolutely.
pretty much it.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
Got you.
no.
Anyway.
Welcome to a game with
Cthulhu.
me. If my players don't feel like they're about to die at every turn, it's not a game by me.
I love it.
True facts.
Specifically, it's not a Call of Cthulhu game with him, because I've played a Call of Cthulhu game with him, and I can tell you that is the feeling you have every set of a Call of Cthulhu game that Win 5 Get 1 free runs, is you feel like you are likely going to be murdered very soon.
Yeah, and God knows what kind of weird, wacky ass way you will die.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anyway, James, sorry.
Anyway, you can also find me potentially on Saturdays. I'm kind of tempted to join them, and if I do, you will find me as a wacky character called Krusty Carl the Gunlugger.
Ew.
Who basically talk like this. Got a little bit of a gap between his teeth. But he doesn't love his gun.
Nice.
Berlin.
Oh, no.
Oh, please do. We're so excited to have you.
Come on, get some. Berlin's all loaded up.
Cozies, Ma, what are you doing there now?
Call it Christmas because I'm bringing presents. Anyway, you can
How's
also
your mama
find me
name?
on Sunday when we get back to our regularly scheduled pathfinding, where I will play many different characters, some of whom talk, some of whom don't talk, which makes scenes with them a lot easier for me because they just kind of sit there. And that's me. Now we're gonna send it on down the line.
All right, Captain.
Hi, I'm Captain Zai. Or at least that's who I play on Monday nights. It's a lot of fun, and we've been doing it for a really long time. Check us out. We got lots of backstock at this. And ask questions if you want to know what something, why exactly did Captain Zai yell at him for no reason?
Oh, there were reasons.
There were reasons, indeed. I also am playing in the new Apocalypse game, and I'm playing The Show, and I'm playing Lemmy Pop Stardust. Who has a big ass battleship that he sails around on in this Waterworld apocalypse, and has a guitar that turns into a backpack that also has a sword in it.
Yeah.
And you have to do what I say.
Well, until we start next week, and I pick someone else.
I don't. Did it work that way? I don't think. I thought the leash was the thing that was sort of like there permanent.
Oh well.
There's ways to
We'll have
change
look at it.
leash.
We'll look at that.
Yeah.
Either way.
Either way, I'm also looking forward to this Waterworld. It's gonna be fun. Oh, and Amy, I did remember to bring Waterworld over so the Jester can watch it. So
That's
you
wonderful.
need to do that too.
I will also watch Waterworld.
I am probably going to do that tonight. even though I've got a couple weeks to do it, I'm going to do it. So.
All right. Oh, yeah, there's more, isn't there? So
Yeah.
tonight you saw the opening of a new Boards and Bitches on Forget, correct?
Yep, Vest 7 in the
Vest 7 in the town.
Never
of
forget.
Yet another
So-
Boards, and we will buy a T-shirt before we leave. And it's important that I mention that because tonight's episode was brought to you by Boards, Booze, and Bitches. It's food worth dying over, and by Naughty Nina's Porn Emporium, where today on special are octopus butt plugs.
Hold on. You can't just steal my advertisement from me like that.
Wait.
Okay, you do it then.
Welcome to Naughty Nina's Porn Emporium, where this week, we have a new sale. Make sure to buy tickets for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge because we have these new suction cup butt plugs in the shape, conveniently, of tentacles. We also happen to have giant eggs. That's right, giant eggs. What do you want to do with them? Who knows? We don't judge at Naughty Nina's. If you want it, then you've seen it over at Naughty Nina's. Ding!
Dang.
Dang.
Thank you.
I fucking
Thank
missed
you.
it.
See, that was way better. All right,
God,
but
this is a fucking riot.
on to the most important commercial of the night. My friend Purple Codex sells t-shirts at tpublic.com. They are amazing and fantastic, and we love them. And you should go and see them and love them too. In fact, I can't even continue this commercial because I'm just not epic
Here we
enough.
go.
James, be epic for me.
Nothing.
Check your chart, James.
James?
I thought I turned it back on, but my mic is stupid and sometimes doesn't turn back on when I click the button.
Okay.
Anyway, let me start over. You see a mouse hole next to an ethical refrigerator. Inside the refrigerator is some epic Purple Codex brand lasagna. The thought that that mouse might one day get inside the fridge and get that lasagna fills you with determination.
Yes, short, sweet, to the point, and a reference.
It's my favorite one so far.
And now on to Purple Codex. You say that like every other one.
Yeah, I think she would have loved the one last week because it never fucking ended.
Right?
I heard it. It never fucking ended.
You would have interrupted her, or interrupted him, wouldn't you?
I decided to let him go, and I was just waiting to see if it was going to end.
Fair.
And then it didn't. You all got nay-nayed on.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
and
anyway,
on to
I'm
Purple
Purple Codex. So some of you who haven't seen my streams before don't really know me very well, but I try to stream as often as possible. The last 2 months, I got divorced. I had to move into a new apartment. I had to wait until like last week to get internet worth of crap to be able to stream again. So I will start streaming again, hopefully every night or every other night. We'll just have to see how it goes. But I'll always be streaming this on Mondays. Like, I'll always do this. And if my work schedules me to fucking close again on a Monday, I'm going to kill them all.
Yes. Do it.
So pissed. So yeah, I've had a crappy kind of 2 months, but I'm positive. We're looking forward. Shit's gonna change. It's cool. I got my friends.
It's cool because you're awesome.
So yeah.
Girl, we love you. I missed you so much.
But yeah, hopefully soon. I see you, Xander. All right, I'm good. Get focused.
All right. Win 5, get 1 free.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Win 5 Get 1 free. What in
Get
the
one
fuck
tree.
was I?
Get one
Yeah,
free.
Win 5 Get 1
Save
today.
the environment.
Hey, listen, I'm not Mr. Beast, but if I ever had that kind of money, boy, I'd be planting trees for every dollar donated. You have caught me today playing Matthias Merch Dishborg, the good doctor who's being a good doctor today. Believe it or not, it might be in service of finding him a long-term test subject to do weird science on, but he's a good doctor so far. You can also catch me on Thursdays where I run the Call of Cthulhu game Project Severovo, spelled with a K, where they just found, in the words of Skooks, well, if he's in there, then who's the sheriff? Because they just found the sheriff hanging in the town square, and they're gonna get to investigate that this time. Also, sorry about last week. I came home from my job and was completely exhausted. It's my bad. We will be with you hot and ready like Little Caesars with content this week. All right, if you are watching right now on YouTube, we love you. But we also want you to watch on Twitch because we want you to see this live and get to do some community interaction. Some of that even happened from Ashira's chat today. And you can catch us at twitch.tv/pair_o_dice_theater. And if you're watching on Twitch right now, we love you. But you should watch it on YouTube so you can make sure that you catch all the details, get to hear those things that you're not sure what we said, because YouTube auto-generates subtitles. They're not very good, but sometimes they're funny, so you might hear one of us say a bad word, and it'll instead try and replace it with something like, I don't know, butts or something like that, and you'll get a little chuckle out of it. And that's at youtube.com/Paradise Theater, no underscores. And if you're wanting to see us do some good old-fashioned scheduling, some content responses to the community, and some hot memes. You can catch us at Pear Theater. My name is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free. You can catch my SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/thathoon, THATHOON, all caps, and that is me.
All right. That brings it back to me. By the way, Amy, I love the fact that you had something to say the whole way through the 1984 Emporium commercial. You just sat there like,
I did. I have questions, but I can't answer them. I can't ask them now. Like that's
okay.
I'll ask them later.
There were so many stories.
Fair enough. First of all, let's do some bookkeeping. Everybody gets 2,000 experience points for tonight. And Player's Choice Award tonight was a 3-way tie.
Oh, shit.
Three winners tonight. How often does that happen? So, Vasa, Serold, and Twinkle, give yourselves each 300 extra experience points.
The good gang.
2,000.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I just want to say this real fast.
Yeah.
Level up.
Nice.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm so close.
Right, I'm almost there.
I'm 15,000 XP away.
Hey, Justin, does that mean that my secondary character for just in caseies can be 11th level?
Wait.
No, your secondary character, you should be keeping track of her experience points too.
No,
she gets a session.
Never mind. I'll talk to you after the
Yeah,
session.
I need to talk to you, Mike, because I'm nowhere near leveling up, and you and I came in at the same time.
Huh.
I am 4,000 away from leveling up.
Yeah, I'm
7,000
2K
away from it.
All right. So, with that said, I am the Just Kings Are Out. You can catch me here on Monday night. The Fire Shrike, our flagship program with my favorite group of space terrorists, space pirates, and never-do-wells. You can catch me here on Tuesday nights. Hopefully we're back at it tomorrow for Don't Seattle for Anything Less, because Elves Unite, Salvo is an elf combat mage that loves to throw fireballs as motivators. You can also see me here every other Saturday night for The Bitter Ends, which is going to be our apocalypse world. And why, you may ask, is it plural? Because we don't know. These people may end this particular apocalypse too, and we have to generate a new one. So I'm just planning for the future. You know how that goes. Because it's apocalypses, and players do crazy things in an apocalypse, and that's okay. When I get the casting situation straightened back out, and I am working on it, trying to figure out the casting on The Ballad of the Menagerie, our Sunday nights will be back again. But I will keep you posted on that because I'm still working on casting. With that said, there is only one other place you can catch me. That's my Twitch channel of Zerat, where I play video games, and you can hear me mumble and make snarky, sarcastic comments about anything that I happen to be playing. Because, we all find the idiosyncrasies and weird things in video games. I just love to call them.
Hey, I'm still angry that I haven't got to see Sim's Star Wars. That's all I'm saying.
I am going to get to that. I will do it. I will do it. Maybe that's what I'll do with my tonight. I'll watch or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Okay. And I believe that is all we have.
Yep.
R.I.P. Fur.
R.I.P. Fur.